super stylish looking citywide scenery shot. Pumping loads of frames into these clothing moments. Now that was a good OP, loads of unique personality injected into it, totally following its own style, and style it certainly had in large quantities. I also appreciated the hand-drawn scenes having lots of noticeable frames, plus the song itself was good and fit the OP really nicely. If the first win was for a super stylish looking scenery shot, colour me very confusingly impressed that the episode proper kicks off with a city shot filled with realistic detail. Didn't expect that at all. This much incremental movement is almost reminiscent of Bakemonogatari, which by the time you've watched this should now finally have been released in case you want to check it out. Very stylish. Speaking of stylish nonsense segues, please hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to ensure you don't miss a whole bunch of greatness coming your way soon. Please also consider supporting the channel on Patreon, it means the world to me, as does hitting the like button and leaving a comment. Thank you! Do you ever find it difficult to describe style when you see it in an anime? I'm in that boat right now. I see it, I just have a hard time describing it, but this anime has it early on and I like it.
ここが俺の居場所なんだ。なんつって。
Chrome from Dr. Stone?
君いくつ？20歳過ぎてるようには見えないけどな。
Aqua from Konosuba?
やば。誰？
That to me says I'm unique, just doing an off-center shot like that rather than dead on. It's different and again, I dig it.
眠れないんじゃないか?
Kawaii alert!
それらはすべて一つの原因に収束する.
Considering the studio behind this anime doesn't, at least at a quick glance anyway, appear to be well known for a great looking anime, I'm impressed thus far. It's clean and crisp and almost looks like it's done in a similar...
Yeah! Yeah! Oi!
Yay!
If you're hoping to endear me very quickly to a character, just do stuff like this. I loved that. That's just a really nice touch early on.
すいません、僕帰ります。怖いのでさよなら。
そうはいかないぞ、少年。
That voice acting right there.
え、本当に寝たの？おーい。
Changing the colour palette to that red tinge and then using lights and a hot breath to really sell the scene of her looking like a predator approaching her prey. How does that just end up feeling so damn unique though?
俺はじゃあ吸血鬼になったってことなのか?
Unexpected art style change?
なんで俺は血吸われたのに吸血鬼にならないのかって聞いてんすよ。
あったあったうるさいな。
うるさい?
I adore interactions like this. Not only do I find them cute/funny, but also for me it really helps to build the scene and the characters in it. I just enjoy them pushing their fingers like this.
なるほど.
Yeah, I'm not letting that go by without a win. Such a good job voicing that scene, I love it! Such a talent for creating something outside of the norm, an eerie but also uplifting scene. It's not what he should be doing at his age, but at the same time, it's different and adventurous, and the scene displays that contrast perfectly to my mind. Really good.
初めてなりたいものができたんだ。この気持ちをなくしたくない。だから俺に恋をさせてください。
I get the feeling that if most other studios took a stab at this, it'd come across as incredibly rushed. But because we've had our eyes be blessed this episode with insanely well done scenes, it just makes sense.
私が教えてやる。死なない。夜は遊ぶもんだ。
How this scene was handled, especially with the great looking falling scene with the city in the distance made even better by the sudden kicking in of this tunage. As always, going without an ED equals a big old win. Let's be real, normally wouldn't look this good, that's props for that. Looks great, and like I said, this isn't Mappa or UFO or anything.
今日もいい天気だ
Very clever to my mind starting off episode 2, much the same as episode 1. He's changed his path.
わーったわーった。
だから
わーったって。
俺は七草なずなさんのこと
わかったってもう
You could so hear Aqua's voice actress there.
なあ、知ってるか？お前の血ってすげえうまいんだよ。
So music is so on point in this one, man.
てか、LINE やってる？
やってないです。
私もやってないぜ。
なんで聞いたの？
These little interactions just doing a fantastic job early on in the anime of building both the vibe of the anime but also their characters. It's really wholesome and effortless.
そんなに吸いたいなら今日は他の人の
さあ、ヤモリコウ君、お前のこと探してたんだよ。
ほ？
It's really interesting to see how the normal boy likes girl type of scenario is dealt with in this one, since clearly it's different, but not too different if you know what I mean. What an awesome looking nighttime shot.
デ時計型トランシーバーな
Adorable how excited she got then!
どんな気持ちでその結論に至ったのかははっきり覚えてないが僕はコールしなかった待つことにしたのだ
A good flashback here, well timed in order to give a decent look into his mental state, even as a child, and shows why he found it difficult to communicate and make friends with others.
やっほー、どうぞ。
こんばんはどうぞ
なんだよ、こんばんはって。どうぞ。
しばらく泳がせろどうぞ
ラジャー、追跡を続けます。どうぞ。
何やらすんすかもう
Is it just me or are these little moments also very endearing to you? It always seems to serve his character building, but also made me understand him better, or laugh, or feel sorry for him. Let me know your thoughts. So far they've got a serious knack for picking the right songs during these moments.
どうした少年。
なずなちゃん
ちゃ。
呼んでもいいですかこれからあとトランシーバーで呼びかけるときガチテレじゃないですか
I often find that I tend to time my wins very well without intention, so for this one to come about so soon after win number 33 is pretty kismet.
それはないかこっちだなんで
ヤモリ何してんの
It's such a weird plot twist win, but it is a plot twist because the first 2 episodes, aside from some drunks, has literally been just these two the entire time, so it felt genuinely shocking to see someone else. Plot twist! I was fully prepared to state that ED was so good it was incredibly close to getting 2 max wins, but the visuals just weren't quite good enough. Then suddenly, the second half exploded with fantastic visuals. So yes, between that amazing song, I love that by the way, and the excellent visuals, easy max 2 wins.
何してんの
Hayasaka from Love is War. For context, that's the girl who supports the female main character in everything she does.
心配してたんだよ。友達だから。
友達
Yet another great placement of a win at number 36, because we've spent time with... Tell me that song doesn't perfectly fit this strange anime's vibe and tone and I'll smite you with my hammer of justice! Really didn't expect that.
何それ首血を吸ったの
In its own way, the anime is doing a good job of expanding its lore and of course main story at the same time through little events such as this.
帰る。
なずなちゃん何を怒ってるかちゃんと言わないとわからないでしょなずなちゃん
うるせんでバーカ
怒って
Honestly, I struggle to express myself during these moments. I find them oddly captivating, given the little amount that happens but the impact it leaves. If I had to sum up this win, I guess it's that I personally find the writing is that good that it feels deeper than normal to me. Just a whole bunch of not walking on the spot and the city scenery shots playing over some dope music. What's not to like?
ナズナちゃん、俺が今学校に行くなんてありえないよ。俺があそこで言いよどんだのは吸血鬼になりたいから行かないなんてどう伝えたらいいのか分かんなかったからだよ。
I think what else is praiseworthy is that I find the plot very unpredictable. I can't fathom why characters act how they do because they're not one-dimensional, and the plot, whilst fairly straightforward, does often subtly steer off course as it did this episode, and that's awesome.
何言って。
Yeah, it feels like that's worth a win for their first kiss. Very sweet. The start of episode 4 doing a little bit of a deep dive into her character and also explores a side to anime not often looked into, and that's the lonely lives some kids end up living.
吸血鬼を好きになるという目標が達成された。おお。
Lots of frames in this moment because why not?
さあ、いつでも来な。ガブリとな。
はしたない。やめろスケベなポーズ。
This.
奇遇じゃん。私もだよ。
いいんですか？俺で。
Just like before, I do find it really intriguing how the normal tropes are dealt with in this one versus a normal romantic anime. This here is a great example.
じゃあさ、アキラも一緒に遊ばない？ナズナちゃんと。
How his new path in life, like right here, he's seeking the company of a friend in a playful way too. Fond memories.
まあそんな条件なくてもキスくらいするもんね。
は？
ヤモリ。
I'm really enjoying this building dynamic between the three of them and how she fits in. Making me laugh. How dare you call me crazy? I assume you did. If you didn't, I apologise. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't hurt my feelings.
需要と
供給
成立。
痛い。
全くわからない。
The strange but at the same time lovely dynamic continues to expand and I'm here for it. Let's go!
俺がナズナちゃんに恋をした状態で吸われて初めて吸血鬼になれるんだよ。
That reaction though!
横になってれば案外寝ちゃうかもよ。
Perhaps another reason this anime speaks to me is because currently as I write this script I'm struggling to sleep at night. I'm up later and later working, makes me feel like I'm not alone. Not sure.
ちょっとでも行ってもいいかなって思ったら行ってね。じゃ、おやすみ。
おやすみ。
An unexpectedly wholesome moment between these two built up her character a lot, I thought, strengthened their ties, and I just felt oddly calm watching it too.
さあ、どうなんでしょうね。
Impressively not walking on the spot and awesome seeing the daytime weirdly enough.
夜は夜であるというだけで楽しいんだよ。出かけよう。
This anime is king when it comes to unlocking strange wins other anime wouldn't normally get, such as this, just seeing people out in a...
かわいいね。よしよしよしよし。バイバイ。
Being nice to animals is always a win.
サンキュー。よっ。
Two wins here. Firstly, it's for the bathing scene I couldn't show. Secondly, it's for her clearly really growing to care for him. She near lost her mind when he buzzed her watch.
でもそれは心がとても忙しい。楽しいという気持ちも精神的なストレス。
That he should say this, that someone would write it, because there's a great deal of truth to that statement. When you're young and in love or sweet on someone like he is, it takes up a lot of your time. You're always thinking about it near enough. That's brilliant.
楽しい、苦しい、嬉しい、悲しい。
Even that is well done, how it's timed like that.
聞きたいような聞きたくない。複雑な気分だ。こいつ吸ったことあるとか聞いたらすげえ嫌だもん。
How this is kind of used as a substitute for having a relationship with someone other than himself is very clever.
2000円も やっぱりマッサージなんてしたことないし。
That is some seriously good voice acting from him.
いらっしゃいませ。どうぞお入りください。
Might sound weird, but I always appreciate seeing the same event from different perspectives. Just smacks of dedication to the scene in my mind.
始めますか。マッサージコース。
やたら待たせたと思ったら変なテンションで出てきた。
随分お若
Lady and her reactions are priceless.
夜を。
They heavily allude to it, which is pretty cool. Also, fun fact, the manga and anime were seemingly named after the song from the ED, which is awesome.
お、やだ。神様の願いも
そもそも途中で帰らせちゃったら給料とかもらえないんじゃ。いや違う。そんなことじゃない。この人は俺だ。
People sick and tired of the normality of everyday life, bogged down by it in one way or more. It's very captivating, especially at my current stage in life.
あんたにはここで眠ってもらう。マッサージはまだ終わっていない。
It's a win for the art style change that I appreciate, but also 50% is definitely for making me laugh at how he comes across right here.
大丈夫。死なない。
This is such a bizarre anime, but it's totally captured my attention. What's going on?
慣れたらいいね。吸血鬼。
もし俺が吸血鬼になれたら、俺があなたを吸血鬼にしてあげる。いざとなったら人間をやめられる。そう思ったらもっと楽じゃないかな。
Truth be told, I thought this entire scene was bloody brilliant. It didn't try to force anything, to microwave a relationship out of thin air. It was well written and voiced, it made me feel for the characters involved, and it was just really great. In fact, they can have 2 max wins for that.
おいおい、ナイトプールってクソバイブス上がるやん。
ナズナちゃんがパーティーピーポーみたいになった。
Out of everything I thought this anime could or would bring to the table, and to the anime, that was most excellent. It was choreographed really nicely as she flew into action. It has expanded upon the story by involving a new vampire. Well worth 2 max wins.
連続にするわけでもなく、そいつはお前ルール違反だろ。ダメだろ、ちゃんと子作りしなきゃ。
Can't believe it's finally happening during episode 7, but the lore is being explained and expanded upon like never before. So this is huge and worth that win. I'm hyped! Totally getting action from an anime I never expected it from. Let's go, boys!
ヤモリくんだったかしら。
はい。
That lore really be expanding. Here's another one.
ナズナはまあちょっと変わってるからな。でもまあまあ可愛いじゃない。
Even more vampires. Plus these two are very cute. Easy win. Heck yeah.
そもそもなんで俺が童貞って決め打ちして話進めてんの？
童貞じゃないの？
童貞ですけど？
Yeah, they've really got their timing spot on when it comes to comedy in this one.
まあ分かってはいたけどさ、お前すぐ顔赤くするし。うるせえな。
I love how the first half of the anime spent all of its time setting her up as a character. So now when you add in the lore, everything makes perfect sense. This is pacing on a level rarely ever seen.
小運び緑の得意とする君に興味あるなムーブ。
In a normal anime, which is straight to the point, this scene would have come across as a harem type of one. But in this, it makes total sense given everything we've learnt about vampires and their whole deal.
ありかなしかで言うならなしですけど。
You gotta have mad respect for how he's totally being his own person during these moments, which also shows his character growth too, as he certainly wouldn't have been like this from the start.
ナズナに合わせ続けるわけにはいかない。
俺は吸血鬼になりたいんですけど。本当ですよ。なんか話が噛み合わないと思った。だから俺はナズナちゃんのこと好きになりたいんです。
Call of the Night is now massively growing on me, pacing out of this world, and I adored this moment.
でもその方がズッコンバッコのできちゃった子みたいで面白くない？
That comedy timing though!
初めて血を吸われた日から1年以内に吸血鬼にならなかった人間は一生吸血鬼になれない。
I'm so glad that they deal with lore in this way. I find it far more interesting than dropping it via exposition right at the start of the anime, so it's much harder to understand and take in.
忘れてた。
Yeah, go on.
それって1年後にコウが吸血鬼になれてなかったら気になれない吸血鬼に詳しい人間ってことになるよね。そしたらコウ殺されちゃうんじゃ。
マジで？
本当に気づいてなかったのか。
It's this kind of deep story that I do enjoy, as I hadn't considered this either, but it does make sense, and thus it really expands on the story in a huge way, and now fully develops it essentially after 7 episodes.
真昼。
おお、アキラじゃん。おはよう。
Gianna Giovanna from JoJo! It's rarely on display due to the nature of the anime and where most of it takes place, but both internal and external set designs are actually pretty realistic and nice looking. Good attention to detail.
ところで君の血って美味しいんだって？興味あるな。
As funny as this is, and as unique as it looks with the kind of first-person shot, you gotta praise keeping her in the story as well. No one is being forgotten about in this one, and that's amazing.
だって見てよ、コウ君。ダイヤ発見したよ。やばくね？
それがどれほどのものか知らないと何がやばいのかわかんないよ。
As someone who has spent most of his life gaming, this one really made me chuckle.
さすがにさっきのまま終わりじゃ、コウ君がかわいそうだよな。デートの最後くらいはちゃんとやっとくか。
It's times like this where she grows on me immensely. She tries hard herself, although in different ways, and it, as a result, shows off her own character growth, which is nice to see.
ちょっと目を離した隙に。
Keeping these drunks in it for pretty much every episode.
真昼君を悪く言えるやつなんかいないだろう。そんな彼に友達だなんて言われたらめっちゃ嬉しいのだ。
All of that character growth plainly on display though.
何よ、だって真昼君だぞ。
はいはい。コウの憧れなんだよね。
俺じゃなくても憧れるよ。
I've already shouted out plenty of my favourite voice actors, and there's more to come, but take one for all of their voice acting as a whole. It's been a very high quality, I think. Outstanding job. Very sweet and very methodical romance building.
やまりく
なんだ？
That was unexpectedly sick! Some of the sights are just outstanding, really.
なんか話したいことがあったんじゃ。前に最近退屈とか言ってたし、勘違いだったらいいんだ。でも吸血鬼だって悩むことくらいあるんじゃないかなって。
As he grows, he's becoming incredibly likable, because he's more self-assured now than ever. He's legit becoming good at becoming friends with people, if that makes sense.
テレビ見ない自慢か？
テレビ見ないことが自慢になるの？
At the same time, these vampires become extremely likable themselves when the first layers are torn away from their facade. It's one of those rare times where a character is able to break through a persona without trying. That's one of my favourite character traits in anime, much like Iruma in Iruma-kun. Two wins here. Firstly, it's for the sudden JoJo-styled colour palette change. But also for this moment, that was awesome, and things have really started to heat up out the blue. At the same time, it's always preferable that what I mentioned in win number 113 doesn't get in the way of genuine character growth. You can't just have them enter and solve every problem in everyone's lives.
あなたはセリさんのことが好きなんですよね。大丈夫。聞かせてください。あなたの悩みを。まっとうな恋愛感情を。
Oh, now that's really clever, because it combines what I mentioned in win number 113 and 115 with what I said earlier on about his key mission in the story, to find out how to fall in love.
これはある種の薬物を摂取した時とかなりよく似た感覚だと言われてる。
Oh, also, shockingly, Genthru from Hunter x Hunter. This whole scene gets a win. He's another lost soul, struggling, but also I'm glad they highlight this part of a male struggle, rarely addressed, and if it is, only ever seemingly done in a derogatory sense.
じゃあヤモリ君から死ぬ？
Wow, they do moments like this really well!
やめて。好きになっちゃいけなかったんだ。忘れてた。
やめろ。
僕らは 友達なんだから。もしかしたら。
この人間となら。
What a fantastically unexpected plot twist. Well played. What a deep moment from her. So now we're even being blessed with depth from the vampires, growing tired perhaps of doing things the way that they've always been done since forever.
友達でいるのが楽しくて、その関係を崩したくないから殺す。だからせめて似た者同士、友達として話してからでもいいんじゃない？
How come he's just the best though?
友達やめたくないよ。
セリちゃん。
すごい楽しかったんだよ。
ありがとう。僕をあなたの眷属にしてください。
いいの？
Ah, sounds strange, but that literally made me tear up right there.
おーい、何やってんだよ。早く行こうぜ。
どこに？
眷属祝いのカラオケに決まってんだろ。
I always enjoy a happy ending. This is just that. Glad it worked out that way.
よろしくお願いします。メイド喫茶ワンプです。
おお、メイドだメイド。
Deeply ashamed that I didn't notice it before, but that's Dio, bruh!
動けない知り合いいた。
Always bringing these new characters back into the limelight?
ナズナちゃん似合ってるよ。
Extra kawaii!
ご主人様ね、ナズナちゃん。好きな食べ物はラズベリーとチョコレートケーキ。
That food has no right looking that good. Should be ashamed of itself, but I bet it isn't.
アリサさん。
ああ、タイマーで撮影ね。なるへそ。
Putting what can only really be described as a fair bit of detail into this fairly minor maid subplot. At least it ultimately ends on a positive note and slightly lends itself to the overall message too.
なんだ、私に何か用か。
あ、いや、
Kurapika from Hunter x Hunter.
もし時間あったら少しお話でもしませんか的な。
Have an extra win here for, in general, all of these colour palette changes. Like, they do them a lot. You almost never see it outside of JoJo either.
知らないって。
本当に。
Oh, things just got super intense all of a sudden. They could have just done a tight zoomed in shot of her leaving, but instead did this in spite of the extra required effort because they're awesome.
おお、かっけー。アキラ、遊ぼう。
See what I mean when I say how much he's changed?
減るの？増えるの？
足ないけど。
These moments come across as incredibly wholesome and for some reason, sometimes a nice change of pace for the story.
どうしてこんな時間に生徒が。ダメじゃないか。
Bang from One Punch Man and Kenny from Attack on Titan.
夜は危ないんだ。君たちが現れたからだ。やっぱり女がいいな。
アキラ！
Genuinely thought that'd end up being a joke of some sort. I'm actually shocked that it was real. Take my win!
なんで吸血鬼がここにいるんだ。
Heck yes! Even if it took him what feels like an hour to do it, he did it and it was awesomely choreographed.
いやー、また会ったね、ヤモリくん。
探偵さん！
うん。
Excellent and tense scene adding a lot of gritty noir to an anime that up till now had been fairly light and fluffy across the board aside from a vampire fight or two.
じゃあそもそもなんで吸わなかったの？我慢なんて。
誰が好き好んで吸血鬼になんかなりたい。
And now enters the other side of the equation of his mission, why he might not want to do what he's trying to do. Very interesting, and even better is how long it's taken to come around, because now it drops with far more impact than had it been revealed in, say, episode 1 or 2 or at the start of the manga. His passing is another prime follow-up to win number 142 of that newly introduced gritty feel. The reveal that she's well aware of his dream. This is new. That solemn end as he kind of ends up alone again, having had his thought process and in a very real way his life cranked by what had just happened in front of him. Just look at that incredible attention to detail in that room. It's easily missed, but so much work went into that.
どうすんの？やめるの？
やめる気はないけど、正直に言うと少し不安。
You know what I love about this? That it was set up so beautifully. Because it was just a given that he'd become a vampire. Heck, the anime was about him trying to fall in love in order to become one. But now it's so much more open as a story. That's fantastic to me.
どうしてなりたい？それは自由だ。じゃあ今は自由じゃないのか？学校にも行ってない。夜にふらついて。
This is just plain old good, decent writing and storytelling. Because honestly, it hadn't even occurred to me once. All of this stuff he's now logically bringing up. I was just convinced because he was.
いいよ。ナズナちゃん入ってきて。
これがこうくんの部屋か。
Weirdest win of the video, getting to see the inside of his house.
薄い毎日を時間が過ぎるのを待ってるだけでさ。ま、おかげでゲームは上手くなったけどね。
I'm not exactly sure how much truth there is to her statements, but if it is indeed true, it really puts things into a whole new perspective, really.
探偵さんは俺のことをどこまで知ってるんですか？
君の吸血鬼になりたいなんて馬鹿げた夢のことか？
For likely one of the final times of the video, take a win for the obscene amount of city shots. It's nuts!
そしたら困ったね。100%吸血鬼。
Honestly, cannot believe they put so much effort into that moment, but I'm glad they did. Added the creep factor.
一つ問題ができたね。吸血鬼の存在を知っている君は
Kawaii!
人の悩みを理解できる心を持っている。不幸にしかしないなんて嘘だ。俺はあんたの考えを肯定できない。
I like seeing him like this, and not just because it's realistic to his character, but because it's a side to him that's definitely grown alongside his confidence. Take a final win for this episode for a great ending, really putting things into perspective that in spite of being the main character, he's still basically a kid, and I myself felt oddly powerless as she called the cops on him. Gorgeous up close shot right there.
誰かいるの？
いるよそりゃ。
That kind of got me! Freaked me out for a moment. Well played. For also likely the final time, have a win for the exceptional quality on the indoor set pieces. Putting pictures in picture frames.
不満げな顔やめろ。
だから謝って。
物を頼む態度がなっちゃいねえな。前にも聞いたよな。できれば私はこの場を恋バナで終わらせたいと思ってるんだからよ。
This entire damn scene is making me feel so tense. It's really unusual for this anime.
ダサい。いろいろあってですね。ダサい？
吸血鬼を殺せる人間ね。
Such a clever way of doing without exposition, just that very quick flashback and everything has now been explained to him.
大丈夫だよ。ほら僕、女の子にしか見えないでしょ。だからね。
何の関係が？
His reactions are just so good.
僕なら君を吸血鬼にしてあげられるよ。
Absolutely take one more win for the last time for the color changing. That's so unique, I adore it. Goodness me, the studio knows how to create a good looking scene, doesn't they?
どこ行くんだ？
ナズナちゃんを探すんだよ。
ナズナは今君に会いたくないってさ。
うるさいな！俺が会いたいんだよ！
He keeps on growing more and more in confidence as he understands what's actually important to him.
でも、本当は早っ。
Not only did this look and sound awesome with how the song kicked in, but also shout out to the band. Whilst editing, I let YouTube keep playing Up Next, and I heard about 5 of their songs I really enjoyed, and I tell you, that's super rare for me. I am extremely picky. Such a brilliant contrast to the first episode.
こうくんがちゃんと。
じゃあ大丈夫だ。俺も楽しかった。俺もナズナちゃんも一人じゃダメなんだ。ナズナちゃん、俺はナズナちゃんを好きになる。だから退屈なんてさせない。俺といよう。
Awesomely impactful moment. I think that's worth 2 max wins. It was well voiced, meant a lot via the animation direction taken in the scene, and it just ends the season on a high note with their relationship.
本当に殺されるんじゃないかと心配してたから。
Ah, yeah, that's awesome. Their first real kiss to my mind. One done with emotion. Brilliant. Second to last win for great visuals heading to the end of the episode, and also getting to see all of the main characters again one more time. Last win for the anime for being most excellent, something really different for me that I truly enjoyed more than I first thought I would. If you'd like to see another video, you can wait and click on the screen soon. Please also consider supporting the channel on Patreon, it's super helpful, and of course likes and comments are too. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll hopefully see you in another video, or perhaps in Season 2 down the road. Chris Harris, Lifty, Corey Bosch, Hirakami and Water, Manuel Morales, Marquez, Nick Wyndham, Wallkeeper, Steelers, Lieber Commander, Eaglitz, Bird Without a Word, Blitzcloud, Brandon Kriya, Deliverance, Emmanuel Gonzalez, Gaten 2000, Jessica Start, Kapan, Comfrey, Magnus, Nathan Burr, Red Moon, Sean, Sebastian Ramirez, Wesley Tabak, Wiccan Faye, Andy 50, Clear Lonely Jellyfish, Dark Lord Bloody Soul, Guru, Israel Caldera, Noah Edvinson, Jonas Stahl, Jordan Samuels, Jaffa 6263, Kieran Robinson, Kelnock, Kevin Melter, Quinito, Laxus, Luis Cruz, Matthew Blanchett, 1928, Oliver, Smiley Reacts, Saint Flo 25, Sentimento, Storm 970, The Element Taylor Wars.